Okay, good. Hello and welcome to Klein's Calculus. We are going to talk about Lesson 4.4, exercise number 20, where we're asked to find the quickest route for Jane, who at this point is 2 miles offshore. Here's our shoreline, and she wants to reach this village. Now, if she stays in her boat, she can row at 2 miles per hour, but she's faster when she goes on the shore and walks. She can walk at 5 miles per hour. So the question is, how can she minimize the time it's going to take her to reach the village? How far, what spot should she aim for on the shoreline to reach that village? So the first thing we want to do is figure out how far she's got to go in terms of this variable x, the spot where she's going to come on shore. Okay? So if we look at this, I know that 2 squared plus x squared would give me this distance that she's going to go. So by the Pythagorean theorem, 2 squared plus x squared equals the distance squared. Well, if I simplify that, I know that the distance equals the square root of 4 plus x squared. Looking a little similar to what you just did in your first problem today. Now my shoreline is 6 miles from where she is, so this distance after she lands at some distance x, this distance that she's going to have to walk is simply going to be 6 miles minus whatever she rode to. So my total distance, or Jane's total distance that she's going to travel, is the square root of 4 plus x squared plus 6 minus x. So that's the distance Jane's going to have to go. But we know that she goes 2 miles per hour when she's rowing, so that would be this length, and 5 miles per hour when she's walking. So since we want to minimize time, we look at distance equals rate times time. We look at that formula. And if that's true, solving for time, we've got distance divided by the rate. So now, the time she's going to need is the square root of 4 plus x squared. Recall that's her rowing time. So that's going to be divided by 2 plus 6 minus x. That's her walking time. So we're going to divide that by 5. Okay? So that's what you are going to minimize, is this equation right here. Now to simplify that, before you start taking derivatives, because I would definitely do that, I would consider calling this 1/2 4 plus x squared to the 1/2 power plus 1/5, let's call it 6/5 x, or 6/5 minus 1/5 x. So if you do it that way, because if you just have one denominator, that's like 6/5 minus x/5, right? So we could do that. Then that's going to work out really nice to take the derivative of. You just have a nice little chain rule deal here. This is going to be 0, and that derivative is going to be easy enough to take. So I'll let you take it from there, but since I think this is where the emails are going to come in, I thought I'd give you a little setup there. Good luck, and happy calculus.